Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. Defending champions Chelsea have drawn 13-time winners Real Madrid in the quarterfinals of the competition. The draw has paired Manchester City with Atletico Madrid, Liverpool and Benfica, plus Bayern Munich and Villarreal. Now, the Champions League brackets mean the winner of the Chelsea-Real Madrid clash will meet the winner of the matchup between Atletico and Man City in the semi-final. On the other side, the winner of Villarreal versus Bayern Munich will meet the winner of Liverpool versus Benfica. The quarterfinals will be played on April 5 and 6, with the return legs set for April 12 and 13. Joining us to look at what the quarterfinal draw looks like is our Champions League expert, Brent Sancho. Brent, welcome back to the show.
Hey guys, how are you doing? Happy Friday to everyone. All
right. Talk to me about what the gentlemen at UEFA picked early this morning, the 8 teams left and the head-to-heads.
I think obviously the tie that stands out to everyone is the Chelsea versus Real Madrid one. You would expect that the Chelsea faithful and the Real Madrid faithful would have wanted to see each other this early in the competition, but of course the draw is a draw. But that one in particular, guys, is a one that stands out the most for many different reasons. I feel it's a game where it's poised to be won in the middle of the park, and it's one of those where either team would feel that they have what it takes within the squad to move on to the next round. But easily, it is the most difficult tie and the standout tie of the quarterfinal draw.
Yeah, I saw a couple of headlines hours after the draw was made, which said that Liverpool have easy path to the final because it's Portugal's Benfica that stands in their way. Do you agree with that?
No, not at all, George. We've been covering this competition for too long to know that when you get to the quarterfinal stage, anything can happen. If you jot your memory back, they said the same thing about an Ajax team that caused a whole lot of upset. And I could go on and give all sorts of examples. And I don't think there's any easy road to the final. Of course, it's a favourable draw for Liverpool in the sense that they didn't get the likes of a Bayern Munich, Man City, Real Madrid or Chelsea. However, they still have to do the business. And Benfica was good value for money against Ajax.
Yes, Brent, and Manchester City up against Atletico Madrid. Very contrasting styles when they play. Who takes this one?
It's a tough one. You're right. It is contrasting styles. Of course, we are starting to see shades of vintage Atletico Madrid in terms of their defensive solidity, in terms of their shape, in terms of their organization, everything that epitomizes their manager, Diego Simeone. But I just feel that the quality that Man City has is going to be, at the end of the day, the deciding factor. You have to remember that even against Manchester United in the first 45 minutes in Old Trafford, Manchester United created enough chance to win that football game, but they never converted their chances. I think with a City team that's a lot more potent, has a lot more quality, and more importantly, has a manager that knows that this is his best chance of winning the Champions League, they're going to be firing on all cylinders. And I feel that might just put them over the edge, because Atletico Madrid, despite the fact that they're starting to get back to what they were before, they're still not there yet.
Yes, Brent, and when you look at all the matchups, is it fair for me to predict a City-Liverpool final, or is that me getting ahead of myself?
It's fair enough to make that presumption, but of course, as I said, in this competition, it's very difficult to make predictions. We all thought that PSG would have slid past, of course, Real Madrid, and they had, of course, something different to say about it. But in terms of what we see on paper, what we see in terms of quality and the teams possess, and what we saw, of course, in the round of 16, one would suggest that City and Liverpool are the 2 teams that look more likely to advance all the way to the final. That being said, Real Madrid, to me, is one of those teams that are in the ascendancy. And Bayern Munich, of course. You can't have a conversation about the Champions League final and winning the Champions League without talking about Bayern Munich. So, as much as I agree with you that you could possibly say that those 2 teams could end up in the final, I still think that there are some twists and turns in this competition to come, and it's too early yet to predict who would be there in the finals.
I have 2 questions for you, Brent. The first one is one we've talked about before, but since they are now down to the quarterfinal stage and Pep knows who he's playing, the pressure that Pep Guardiola is under to take Man City all the way in the UEFA Champions League this year, how immense is that?
Yeah, without a doubt, there is immense pressure. He would feel that he blew it last year, and let's be honest, he did blow it. They should have won that final, but coming into this one, they're back at it again. And more importantly, I think they're playing the type of football that would suggest that they can go all the way. What I think is different with this City team this year is that they are a little bit more ruthless in front of goal, something that I think they were struggling with a little bit into the Champions League last year, and they're playing with a lot more defensive stability. That being said, last year they were quite strong defensively, but I think this year they are even a lot more comfortable in their skin. To go away and win in Sporting by 5 goals, that's no easy feat, lads. That is something of stuff the dreams are made of. And when you look at the types of chances that they create, not just in the Champions League, in the English Premier League, and all competitions that they play in, you'd have to suggest that you're going to have to do a lot to stop this City juggernaut.
Yeah, and the second one, Real Madrid, they have the know-how. No team has won the Champions League more than they have. And even though they haven't spent this season commanding the kind of respect that they have in the past, I don't think people should look past them. When they were champions 3 years in a row, 2016, 2017, 2018, they were only La Liga champions 2 of those 3 years. So they won the Champions League 2 years during that 3-year period when they weren't the La Liga champions. And it just tells you that there's something about the Champions League and Real Madrid that goes together.
Look, I've heard a lot of Chelsea fans suggest that, look, we beat them last season and this is a team that we've got by. This is not the same Real Madrid team, guys. This is a team that's in the ascendancy. You have Vinny Jr., who's in terrific form. You also have Benzema, who I think is playing the best season he's had in football, in his footballing career. You also have a vintage midfield trio that seem to be finding their leg, finding their way out as well. And as well, guys, they're playing now, not at their training ground, they're playing at the Bernabeu, which is a special place for a lot of Real Madrid players. And I like what I see in terms of the depth of the team. Camavinga, coming off the bench, you have Rodrigo, etc. And I like the partnership with Milito and Alaba. So those are the differences compared to what we saw last season with that Real Madrid team. It is not the same Real Madrid team, and certainly this is a Real Madrid team that's in the ascendancy. And I think Chelsea fans need to recognize that this is not the same game from last year.
Yeah, with all that has been said, though, Brent, let's face some home truths. If we are to assess these teams at their top level, if we are to assume that each team will come and play its best games, there are some teams in this quarterfinal that are better than the others. Those are facts. I agree with you on Real Madrid. It is a different team. It has some key personal changes to the very, very workmanlike team that Carlo Ancelotti took to those 2 games against Chelsea. Not the same side, so it will be a different proposition. But they have played well. They've beat a big team with big players, PSG, so we know what their well-being is at this time. Liverpool have looked awesome in the Champions League. City look as if they have an extra gear to engage against every team they play. Bayern have looked dodgy. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, Atletico were made to look good by an awful Manchester United team. Let's not get around that. And Villarreal somehow beat one of the worst Juventus teams I've seen at this stage of the Champions League in a long time. So really and truly, we're talking about some teams here. Man City play well, they are expected to go to the final. Liverpool, the same case. Real Madrid, the same thing. And we have to give the Champions League defending champions the world of respect. So I'm saying to you, Brent, that the likes of Atletico, Villarreal, Benfica are having to depend on the big boys coming cold and coming on an off day to really progress beyond this stage.
Yeah, I have to fully endorse that statement. And look, we've covered this for long enough to know that this is when the big boys come to life. It's very rare that we see a team with quality and, of course, the ability to win this Champions League go cold. Very, very rare indeed. And I just feel that as much as we talk about all these teams and maybe the possibility, the chances, that's not going to happen. These teams are going to turn it up another level. And as you rightfully say, when you look at City and the fact that they can still go to another gear, that's scary because they're already playing at a very scary level as it is. And Real Madrid is at the ascendancy, as I mentioned before, and I think they can still go up again. So this competition right now is about the big guns. It's about the teams with the quality. It's about the teams that have match winners within the squad. It's about the teams that have championship caliber players in and around that starting 11 and filtering down to the subs and the bench, and also, of course, the manager. And I think there's very few teams could discuss or even talk on that level. And as you mentioned, they are the ones that we are going to be talking about coming April, moving all the way on to May, because those are the ones that are going to survive and go all the way through to possibly claim the Champions League.
All right, Brent, well, get yourself ready for the quarterfinal stage. You know we have work to do where the analysis of that is concerned. And also sharpen up on your Europa League as well, because we're set to call a final involving Barcelona, many people feel. Many people feel West Ham will get there if those two don't clash before the final. The Europa League last 8 also looks rather tasty. We'll talk about that another time. All the best.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your weekend.
Good. Yeah, so saying this and saying that, there are 4 very strong teams left in the Champions League and 4 not so strong teams. I maintain that Bayern Munich have been schizophrenic under the leadership of Nagelsmann. They have some pieces back. Alphonso Davies is a huge miss, and he has a heart issue, which the medics haven't quite managed to cure just yet, so he's out indefinitely. Neuer is back in the goal. But the Bayern Munich I've seen this season,
they look beatable.
Any other big teams will slaughter them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about slaughter. But
No, I'm saying on particular days.
Okay.
Yeah, on particular days. They're at, listen, I think, was it Bochum? One of those Bochum put 4 past them.
Yes.
That means that City would put 8 past them, or Liverpool. So I'm just saying that there are days when Bayern look as if they're there for the slaughter. Other days they look good.
Yeah.
So there are 4 teams who look really good. The others, it's anybody's guess.
All right, well, we'll see how that goes. Well, still to come on the SportsMax zone, relief in the West Indies women's camp after a narrow escape to register a vital World Cup win against Bangladesh early Friday morning.
With the wicket that was out there, obviously a bit slow and low, the amount of spinners that we have in our attack. We knew that once we were able to probably get, I was calling for over 130, we would have had a shot at it once we bowled properly.
Well, Fazir will join us to break down that performance. Plus later, a look at how Craig Brathwaite has held the Windies together with his 11th Test century on day 3 of the second Test against England at Kensington Oval. And you can win an authentic La Liga jersey ahead of El Clasico on Sunday. Tell us who won the first ever El Clasico and the score. Send your answers via WhatsApp to 876-564-7661. We'll announce the winner in our interactive segment.